Rumor in the industry had it that Chateau Belle-Vue was producing one of the most exciting wines in Bordeaux. From an Medoc estate? Really? Once we got past the palm trees, we got to see just how exciting, though, the wines really were. I'm a wreck, Beeman.
Well, you look like a wreck, actually. But I'm not, because I'm pumped up, because we're here in the southern Medoc at Chateau Belle-Vue, one of the rising stars in Bordeaux. We're going to meet the owner, we're going to taste some grapes, we're going to taste some wine, we're going to go to the Chateau, visit a couple of the owner's other properties, and have a good time. And you need to pull yourself together.
I'm glad they make really good coffee here.
They do, actually. Hey Vincent, how are you?
Great.
Good to see you again. This is my friend Kalmar.
What's cracking? How's it going?
How are you?
Good.
This is Vincent Mouillet. He's the man behind Chateau Belle-Vue, Chateau Bollard, and Chateau Gianville. After we said our hellos, Vincent wasted no time in putting us to work with a vertical of Chateau Belle-Vue from 2003 to 2008. Since taking over the estate in 2004, the quality of the wines has soared, and 2009 promises to be one of his best efforts yet.
The blend here is as follows. We have about 50% Cabernet Sauvignon, 30% Merlot, 20% Petit Verdot.
Okay, this is our very special variety there, the Petit Verdot. So you can see that the leaves are absolutely different from the Merlot and the Cabernet Sauvignon what we will see then. Leaves quite circular, and the grapes are quite little compared to Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon. As you can see, the skins are quite thin. You have a lot of sugar, you have good acidity, good freshness. Petit Verdot is very, very interesting for that. And the skins are pretty thin, so it makes the color very important. You can see that early the juice is already colored. When you make that with Merlot, it's white. It's only it's transparent. There's no color. So when if you take it and you put it, look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
You know, generation after generation, people would say, well, it doesn't really ripen well, so they would plant Petit Verdot on lesser plots, lesser, terroirs, when in fact, if you do it the other way around, which is to identify your best terroirs, early ripening terroirs, and you plant Petit Verdot there, you will get 100% expression of it, and you get the serious rewards.
Yeah. On the same note, there was one year that that Robert Parker did a big. He does the barrel tastings every year for Bordeaux, and of course he's acknowledged as the Bordeaux guru. The one year he was doing Léoville Las Casses, and he put tasting notes for the components of the barrel sample of Léoville Las Casses. And the component of Las Casses, and it was a great vintage, I don't know, 96 or 90, something like that. The one barrel sample component that got the highest score was the Petit Verdot. And we started getting phone calls from customers going like, yes, when is the Léoville Las Casses Petit Verdot getting released? And these guys, I mean, they didn't know Petit Verdot. It was, from a hole in their head. But they wanted the Petit Verdot. And I still remember that. It was, 10, 12 years ago. I still remember that article. And, the Petit Verdot was 98 to 100 points, whatever. And I was like, wow, Petit Verdot.
And now for something completely different.
Something I've never done before. I don't think you've ever done before.
Never.
I don't think anybody in America's ever done before. It is a blind berry tasting that we're conducting here at the Belle-Vue today. This is part of the normal routine geared towards finding the best quality, the right time to pick, the right grapes. And what they do is 3 times a week. I believe it's 3 times a week?
Twice a week.
Twice a week. The gang gets together with a bunch of berries in boxes. We call them berries, they are grapes, just so there's no confusion. They look like berries. Blueberries. Anyway, everybody gets together, big table, chew, taste, spit, evaluate, looking at the pulp, looking at the color of the seeds, the ripeness, the flavors in the juice, the amount of color and the skins, and it all gets broken down onto this wonderful little cheat sheet which they assign points to and then evaluate these different lots of berries. And they go through each process twice so they can be assured that they're making the right decisions as they move along through the grape growing process. And then, when everybody matches up, things look good on paper, bada bing, bada boom, bada bow, it's off in the vineyards and they start picking. What this means is there's no rules in the vineyards at Belle-Vue. This is a very important determination to figure out when certain grape varieties get picked. It's not the traditional, you pick the Merlot before this, and you pick the Petit Verdot then, and so forth and so on. And in Belle-Vue's world, anything can be picked at any time because of these.
Look at this. This is amazing. The gang at Chateau Belle-Vue have this computer program in place to chart the evolution of every grape variety in the vineyard. Sugar, acidity, tannin, you name it. It's all right there in front of them. And from there, they gauge the exact time when to pick.
And you can see that it's only 1 week between this one and this one.
Wow. So things are moving fast.
Things at the end are moving very fast.
Hence the importance of having the same people, human people, do it
Doing the
every time
evaluation.
so that
Yeah.
this remains representative and consistent.
Mm.
There is a subjectivity factor here, and you reduce it. You don't eliminate it, but you reduce it, you know, with frequency of things. And
Holy cow! Look at that. The challenge is squeezing the grape just hard enough in your mouth to get the pulp out and leave the skin, like eating sunflower seeds. Those are good, huh? Is it me or are those good?
After the blind berry tasting, it was off to Vincent's other property, Chateau Belle-Vue, where Vincent and his staff hosted us to a traditional Bordeaux harvest lunch.